Hello everyone, my name is SIMSREE, a plus educator on Unacademy, and we are going to cover some important topics of reasoning for Maharashtra CT exam. In this first session, I'm going to cover the concepts of input-output, and we are going to learn the approach of solving the input-output questions with 2-minute 5 questions approach. How can you solve the questions of 2-minute 5 question? I'm going to teach you the ranking method which you can use in input-output, which will help you in solving the 5 questions in 2 minutes. Let's have a look at this one set which came in the previous year paper, right? This is a Maharashtra CT original set, and the approach that I'm going to tell you, you will be using that approach. You will be able to solve all 6 questions within 2 minutes. So guys, in the basic methodology of solving the input-output question is that first you need to analyze the all the 5 steps which are given here. You're supposed to observe the pattern, what exactly is happening with the numbers and the letters, right? How the data is getting arranged in all of these steps. You see that here the input is given as a combination of words and numbers. And if you compare step 1 with the input, you see that 2 changes are happening. One is the highest number, that is 81. The highest number 81 is getting shifted to the last letter, right? So 81 has been shifted to the right hand side and the number 1 has been reduced from it. And then the word tan has been taken on the leftmost position and the letter A has been removed from it, right? So 2 changes are happening in the input. The highest number is taken on the rightmost position and the alphabet, the largest alphabet among the given numbers is taken on the left hand side. The largest, why? If you compare the letters G, R, T, N and M, if I arrange all these letters in the increasing order, you see that the first letter I'll be having would be G, then I'll be having M, then N, R and then T. You see that the T is alphanumerically, T is the largest alphabet. So this letter has been taken on the left hand side position, right? So this is what is happening. Then you see that in the second step, the second highest element, the second highest number, that is 72, has been taken on the leftmost position and the second highest letter has been taken on the rightmost position. Again, 2 steps are moving. So in solving in input-output questions, this is what you have to do is, the first step is to observe the pattern, what exactly is happening with the numbers and the words. Once you identify how the elements are getting moved in step to step, right, process, then using the same sequence of steps, right, using the same methodology, you're supposed to answer the given questions, right? So this is a standard approach of any input-output set. Now guys, one way to solve the question is that I write down all the steps given for this input, right? But then if the input is getting changed in every question, that will take a lot of time, because in every question it is not possible for you to write down all the 5 steps, right? It will take a lot of time. So the alternate way of handling this question is the ranking method. You can rank the elements based on the pattern of how the elements are moving on the left and right hand side, right? So you see that finally I'm supposed to arrange the letters, right, in the increasing order, and I'm supposed to arrange the numbers in the increasing order. In what way I'm supposed to reach to this process, to this step? This is something that you need to observe from step 1, 2 and 3. All right, so we have this input and we are supposed to answer this question. Now what will I do? I know that element in one particular step, the highest number is supposed to be taken on the right hand side, and the highest alphabet or the largest alphabet is supposed to be taken on the left hand side. This is step 1. And then in step 2, the second highest number is supposed to be taken on the left hand side, and the second highest alphabet is supposed to be taken on the right hand side, right? So in one step I need to move 2 elements. So what will I do? I'll start ranking the given input, right? So this is the same question here. So what will I do? I can see that in this particular given input, the first element, you see that the largest number is 78, so it will be taken on the right hand side, right? So it will be taken on the right hand side. So this I'll rank this element as 1R. Why 1R? Because in the first step, this element will be taken on the right handmost position, right? Rightmost position. And then the largest alphabet is this one. So this will be taken on the left hand side. So I'll rank it as 1L. After that, the second largest alphabet is 63. So therefore, this in the second step will be taken on the left hand side. So I'll rank this number as 2L. That means in the second step, this will be taken on the left hand side. And then the second largest alphabet, you can see that after Y will be P. So this will be taken on the right hand side. So I'll rank it as 2R. And then after 63, the third largest element is 48. This will be taken on the right hand side. So I'll rank it as 3R. And then the third largest alphabet, as you can see here, is L, and it has to be taken on the left hand side. So I'll rank it as 3L. After this, the next largest number is 32. And in the previous step, you are taking the number on the right hand side. So in the next step, you will be taking 32 on the left hand side. So this will be ranked as 4L. Once you rank 32 as 4L, in the fourth step, the next highest alphabet is the word F. So this will be taken on the right hand side. So this will be ranked as 4R. This will be ranked as 4R. And then the next alphabet is bet, right? In the next step, right? That means in the fifth step, the number 27 will be taken on the left hand, will be taken on the right hand side. So it will be ranked as 5R, and this will be ranked as 5L. Once you ranked all these elements, you can answer the questions, right? Using the ranking method. You don't need to write down every step to answer the question. Now the question is asking me how many elements are there between 62 and F in the step 3 of the given input. Now I'm supposed to answer in step 3 what are the elements between 62 and F. If you look at the rank, because when the element 63 will be moved, it will be written as 62, and the word fan, right, will be written as it is because it is not moving. Now in the third step, you see that in the third step, I'll have three elements getting arranged, 3L, 2L, 1L. And on the right hand side, I'll have 3 elements, 1R, 2R, and 3R. Rest of the elements will be positioned in between them as it is because they are not moved yet till the third step is completed. Now, the word 62, the number 62 is positioned at 2L, right? And the word fan has not been arranged. And before the element fan, you see that 1R and 2L has already been moved to its position, right? So these element, right, the word bet. So after 2L, I'll have the element 1L, which is starting from YK, right? Now, once you arrange these two elements, right, you see that the position of fan, you'll have 32 here, right? Then you have the word bed here, right? And then these two elements are already positioned, and then you'll have the word fan, right? So you see that between the word 62 and fan, right, I'll have 3 elements, and these are the 3 elements. So therefore the answer to the question is option number D, right? You don't need to write down the step to answer the question. All you need to do is just put the elements, right? 3L, 2L, 1L, because we are talking about the third step. So first we'll having, first the leftmost element will be 3L, then the next will be 2L, and the next will be 1L. This is 1R, 2R, and 3R, and rest of the elements will be placed in between as it is without any change. And 62 is positioned at 2L, and 1L will be YK, and rest of the elements will be coming as it is. Now you see that between 62 and F, there are 3 elements. So therefore the answer to the question is option number D. Now, if you look at the next question, in which of the following step, right, I have written the number of elements as it is, right, using the ranking method. I have already given them the ranks, right, 2R, 4L, 3R, 1L, 5L, 2L, 1R, 4R, 3L, 5L. And I have discussed already with you the approach of ranking. And you see that with this ranking, the question will become very easy. Now, in the second question, it is asking me, in which of the following step is these words found consecutively in the same order. That means I'm looking for the step where all these elements are arranged together. And you see that in all these numbers, right, uh, the vowel has already been removed, right? That means these element has already been ranked. Now you see that the word ly is ranked as 3L. The word 62 has been ranked as 2L. YK is ranked as 1L. And BD is ranked as 5L. You see that? It is possible for 3L, 2L, and 1L to be together. But 5L element cannot be positioned on the right hand side of these elements. 5L will be positioned in the leftmost position. And because this word has been ranked, because the vowel has been removed, it would be ranked, it will be positioned at 5L. So when I'm arranging the elements, the pattern would be 4L, 5L, 4L, 3L, 2L, and 1L. Right? So there's no way that 5L element will be positioned with all these elements. Straight away you can answer, there is no such steps, there is no such step where all these elements will be together. The elements that can be together will be 4L, 3L, 2L, and 1L. 5L cannot be positioned with all these three elements, right? Look at the next question. Which is the fifth element to the right of YK in step 5? Now, look at this question. This is talking about step 5. When I reach to the step 5, I'll have the element positioned as 5L, 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, 1R, 2R, 3R. This is something that you can do mentally, right? Because this is how the elements are being arranged, and this is something that you need to observe from the initial directions, right? Where the steps are mentioned. This is something that you need to observe. Now I'm supposed to answer which is the fifth element to the right of YK in step 5. Look at the word YK. It is positioned as 1L, right? The ranking of 1L is YK. I'm looking for the element, fifth element to the right of YK. Fifth element to the right would be this first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That is 5R. The element which is ranked as 5R will be the fifth element to the right of 1L, and that fifth R ranked is 27. And when this will be moved to the fifth R, it will be written as 26. So the answer to the question is option number C. That's it. C is the correct answer to the question. Look at the next question, question number 4. In step 4, which element appears exactly between 77 and Fn? Okay, we are talking about step 4 here. So we know that in step 4, we'll have 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, 1R, 2R, 3R, and 4R. If you look at the position of 77, 77 is ranked as 1R, right? And if you look at the word Fn, Fn is positioned at, Fn is ranked as 4R, right? 4R is Fn, right? So between 77 and Fn, I'll have two elements which are ranked as 2R and 3R. So 2R is this one, that is PT, and 3R you can see is 48. That would be written as 47. So PT and 47 is the answer of the question. That is option number 3. Option C is the correct answer of the question. You see that if you follow this methodology, even if the input is getting changed in every question, you can answer the questions quickly. It's not possible to write down all the steps of every input, right, for a 5 questions. Ranking method is one of the best method to handle input-output questions. You see that the last question here, question number 5. In step 1, 32 is related to YK following a certain pattern. Okay. Similarly, 77 is related to LAY in step 2. To which of the following is bed related to the following the same pattern in step 4? Okay. Now see that in step 1, if you look at the element 32, in step 1, 32 will not be positioned, right? 32 will not be ranked. Related to YK, YK is ranked as 1L, so it will be positioned over here. So you see that there's a gap of 1 step between YK and 32 in step 1. And if you look at the step number 2, 77 and the word lay, 77 will be positioned right over here, right? And you see that these two elements have a gap of 1 element. So the pattern is that the number is coming on the right hand side of the word. 32 is at a gap of 1 from YK, and 77 is also at a gap of the word LA. Now, using the same relation, I'm supposed to tell that which of the following is bed related to the following the same pattern in step 4. So if you talk about step 4, right, the word bed, right, is 5L, right? So in step 4, it will not be positioned. So we will have 4L, 3L, 2L, 1L, and then we will have 1R, 2R, 3R, and 4R in step 4, right? And if you look at that word bed, right, it will be coming after 1L, right? This is where the bed will be positioned. And then you will have the element which is 27 here, right? And then the element of 1R will be coming over here, because these are the only two elements which will not be a position at in the step 4. They will be placed as it is in between. So after bed, I'll have the word 27, and then at a gap of 1, I'll having the number which is ranked 1R, and the word which is ranked as 1R is 78, which will be written as 1 less than 78, that is 77. So this is 70, the number would be arranged as 77. This is a way of solving the questions of input output, guys, right? So this came in Maharashtra CT paper, and ranking method is one of the best way to handle this type of questions. I'll be discussing more important topics of Maharashtra CT in the upcoming session, guys. And there's a weekly scholarship test coming on 14th of March at 12 p.m. and you can win the scholarship up to rupees 55 lakh. LRDI SIMSREE Live is my referral code, which you can use to register yourself for this particular seminar. And you will be getting a chance to compete with the best, where a real-time ranking will be given to you. The video solution by the top educators will also be provided to you. There is going to be price hike soon on Unacademy. If you are appearing for CAT, if you're planning to appear for CAT 2021, you can subscribe Unacademy where using the referral code LRDI Live to get 10% off. And so guys, the rest of the questions will be discussed in the upcoming sessions, right? Okay, so this is also one more question left. Let's quickly finish this question, question number 6. Which is the 7th element to the right of the 9th element from the right end in step 1? So guys, in step 1, I'll have only 2 elements getting positioned. The word this will be positioned over here, right? YK. And 1R will be positioned on the right hand side, 77. Now in step 1, I'm supposed to find out the 7th element to the right of the 9th element from the right end. So guys, when I count 9 elements from the right end, I'll move 9 steps in this direction. Then I'm supposed to find out the 7th element to the right hand side of this 9th element. So I'm moving 7th step here, and then I'm moving 9 steps here, and then I'm moving 7 steps back. Finally, I'll reach to a position which is 2nd from the right hand side. So the 7th element to the right of the 9th element from the right hand step would be this element, right? Lay. What I'm doing is, see, that question is asking you to move to the 9th step here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then from this element, I'm supposed to find out the 7th element on the right hand step, right hand side. 7th element. So this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Sorry, this would be the answer. The element which will be on the second hand, which will be on the 2nd position from the right hand side, and that word is 27. So D is the answer, not A, right? So I'm moving 9 here and then 7 steps back. 9 steps in this direction, 7 steps back. So I'll be positioned at this element. 2nd step from the right hand side, which is 27 here. So D is the correct answer to the question. So these were the 6 questions of the set input output asked in the previous year paper of mine. In this session, we are going to cover floor-based analytical reasoning for Maharashtra CET exam. If you analyze the previous year paper of Maharashtra CET, you will definitely find one set of analytical reasoning which is based on floor-based, where a set of peoples are given to you and you're supposed to arrange them on different floors with the conditions given in the question. The one set that I'm going to cover with you today is slightly on a higher side of difficulty, right? It's a difficult set where you're supposed to make a number of cases but you will get a whole idea how to approach this set of floor-based analytical reasoning. What do we have here? P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, and W are living on separate floors of 9-story building, but not necessarily in the same order. The ground floor of the building is number 1, and the first floor is number 2, and the second floor is number 3, and so on. So we have total 9 floors, guys, right? So this is floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4, floor number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 floors, right? And the number of people, if you count, are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 floors are there, right? Number of people are 8, but 8 people are there, but floors are 9. So that means one floor will be vacant. Okay. There is someone living on floor number 1. There's somebody who is definitely living on floor number 1. That means floor number 1 is not vacant. There is someone living on the floor number 1. There are 3 floors between T and U. Between T and U, I have 3 floors. That means, so let's write down the condition here, right? I'll be writing down the condition here. The first condition is between T and U, we have 3 floors. But who is on the upper side, we don't know. But between T and U, we have 3 floors. So let's note down this information. P lives above the floor in which W lives, but not immediately above. Second condition is P is leaving the floor above W, but not immediately above. So there has to be a gap of at least 1 floor in between P and W. Okay. There were as many persons living above V as living below Q. So the third condition is the number of persons, as many persons living above V as the number of persons as a living below Q, as a number of persons living below. So the number of people above V and the number of people below Q is exactly same. Keep this in mind, it's not talking about the floors. The number of persons, right? So write it down. Number of persons above V is same as the number of persons below Q. You live just above V. You live just above V. So V and U are on the consecutive floors with U on the above floor of V. Who lives at prime number floor? U lives above V. Who lives at prime number? So V is living at a prime number. So see that, guys, out of all the information that we have studied till now, this is the only hint where you can start solving the set, because where you can start filling the information, because we know that from 1 to 9, the number of primes are 4. So if V is living on the prime number floor, so V is either on 2 or 3 or 5 or 7, right? So we'll have to make the cases, because there is no information which is telling us the floor of any person in an exact manner, and by taking the reference of which you can move further. So no direct information is given, so you'll have to use this information that V is living on the prime floor. So V is either over here, V is here, or V is at 5, or V is at 7. So these are the only option for V. Now U is just above V, so you will be over here in this case, you will be over here in this case, you will be here, and you will be here in this case. And now with the reference of U, you know that there's a gap of 3 floors between U and T. So if U is here with a gap of 3, the gap of 3 is not possible in this case on the lower side, it has to be on the upper side. A gap of 3 floors between U and T means T will be over in this case, T will be over here in this case, and T will be over here, right? But again, a gap of 3 is not possible here, right? So in this case, T cannot come here. 1, 2, 3, right? T will be coming over here. In this case, 1, 2, 3, T will be coming over here. T cannot be above you in this case also, right? So these are the 4 cases we have, and we have now we now know the position of T, U, V, T, U, and V in all of these 4 cases. The next information that I should be looking for should be related to T, U, and V. Okay. Let's read further. Do we have anything related to T, U, V, and V? You see that if you look at this information, only 1 floor is there between T and Q. So between T and Q, there is a gap of 1 floor, right? Now let's try to use it. Between T and Q, there's a gap of 1 floor, and then you can also use this information the number of people above V and the number of people below Q should be same. Number of people above V and the number of people below Q should be same, with the reference of Q with the position of Q with respect to T. So if T is positioned at floor number 7, you see that, and I say that Q will be at 9. But then to satisfy this condition, we know that someone is living on floor number 1 for sure. So the number of people above V will definitely be 6, because one person is living here. Out of 8 person, one person is living here, one person is V, so 6 person are living above V. But then if I position Q here, the number of people below Q would be 7. So this condition is not getting satisfied if I'm positioning Q here. So Q cannot come over here. If Q cannot come over here, then to maintain a gap of Q1 between T and Q, Q will be coming over here. Now, the number of people above V is 6, as you can see, and below Q cannot be 6. So no case is possible in this particular case. First case is eliminated. You don't have to try the first case now. Now in the second case, the gap of T and Q can be the gap between T and Q can only be possible when I'm placing Q at floor number 6. Now you see that the number of people above V, right? I know that someone is living on V on the first floor. Now below Q, I can have the maximum number of people 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And above V, the maximum number of people are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 can be vacant. So the only way to keep the number of people between above V and Q as same is that someone is definitely living on floor number 2. Someone is definitely living on floor number 2. If nobody is living on floor number 2, then the number of people above V will be 6 and below Q will be 5, which will not be the and the below Q would be 4, so that condition will get disturbed. So there has to be somebody living on floor number 2 if this case has to be followed. Then if you look at the next case here, that P and R, there are as many persons lives between P and R as between P and W. So we know that P is living above W, so the number of persons between P and W is same as the number of persons between P and R, so R will definitely be above P, right? So the number of persons between P and W and the number of persons between R and P has to be same. And this can only be possible when you have R, P, and W positioned in such a way that there is a gap of at least 1 floor, or there can be a gap of 2 floor. So I need this position, right? To satisfy this condition, I need either a gap of 1 floor between R and P and then 1 floor between P and W, or I need a gap of 2 floors between R and P and W, right? 3 floors is obviously not possible because we have total 9 floor and 1 floor is vacant. Now, do we have a case here where I can position R, P, and W in this way? The only way to do is if I place R here, P here, and W here. Only in this case, this condition can get satisfied. But then you see that the number of people below Q, you can see that all these floors are filled. So one of this floor has to be vacant. So the number of people below Q would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the number of people above V would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this case is eliminated. This cannot work, right? Then you go to this case. Now to maintain a gap of 1 floor between T and Q, Q can come over here only. Now, now you can straight away see that. Is it possible to position R, P, and W in this way or this way, right? I need a gap. I need 3 floors occupied by R, P, and W, then a gap of 1 floor. So I need 5 floor in this way, right? We don't know that. It's not possible. If I place R here, I can place P here, but then I don't have a place for W, okay? Then if I place R here and P here, then a gap of these 3 floors cannot be maintained between R, P, and W. So no way that you can arrange R, P, and W in this way, where the number of floors between R and P and W is exactly same. Now let's look at this case. A gap of 2 between T and Q can only be maintained when I'm positioning Q over here. Now you see that if I want to make the number of people above Q and below V as same, One person is already there. V is the second person, right? So the maximum number of people can below Q can be below V will be 6, right? And I also need the 6 number of persons above Q. So that means one person is definitely here, right? So the vacant floor has to be above Q, right? To satisfy this condition that the number of people below V and the number of people above Q should be same, I know that one person is definitely living over here. If one person is this, right, and V is the second person, then below V I have 6%, right? Okay. And then to make the number of people above Q as 6, we see that one person is here, Q is the second person, then the sixth person would be over here, and then one floor is vacant, and that vacant floor has to be above Q, and it has to be above V also. Because if one floor is vacant below V, then the number of persons below V would not be 6, in that case it would be 5. But the number of people above Q will always remain 6 because one person is definitely there. So if one floor above V is vacant, then this is the only floor which can be vacant. Now, to satisfy this condition that a gap of 1 should be maintained, a gap of 1 or 2 should be maintained between R, P and W, the only possible way is that R is here, P is here and W is here. And you can see that a gap of 1 between R and P is there, and P and W is also there. And then I'm left with S, and about S it is given that S lives on a non-prime number floor. Now S will be living on 6, which is a non-prime number. 6 is a composite number. Now you see that in this particular case all conditions are getting satisfied, and that's the case, right? And this is the right arrangement of the 8 person on the 9 floors with all these conditions getting satisfied. So in these type of questions, sometime you'll have to make the multiple cases, right? And in Maharashtra CET, you will generally find a kind of set which is slightly on a higher side of difficulty. So you should know the approach of making the multiple cases and eliminating the cases quickly, right? For that, you need to write down all this information in a very organized manner, and you should be able to interpret the statements in a right way. Thank you so much for watching this session, guys. Right? If you wish to join on Unacademy Plus, for CAT 2021 exam preparation, you can attend all of my live sessions on Unacademy Plus. And there's going to be a price hike coming. There's going to be a price hike very soon for CAT exam. So you can use my referral code LRDSMEER live to get 10% off. In addition to that, Unacademy scholarship test is going to happen on 14th of March at 12 p.m. You can register yourself completely free of cost for this test using my referral code LRDSMEER live. This is India's largest weekly scholarship test, where you stand a chance of winning the scholarship up to rupees 55 lakh. Thank you so much for watching the session. See you in the next video. Thank you.